Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video I'm going to be making logos for regular show characters, and I'm starting off with Rigby, Muscleman, and Benson. Let me know what I should do for Mordecai and the rest of them because I haven't come up with any ideas yet. And without further ado, let's go on ahead and get into the video. Oh, and before I leave, I have a giveaway that I want to do for you guys, so be sure to stick to the end of the video to hear more details about it. Alright, so jumping on into it, I've got Rigby first. Just before I get into the breakdown of everything, I wanted to let y'all know that this clip right here is going to be a little lower quality. Something happened with my recording software and it made it less HD than the other ones, so that won't happen in the future, but just for now, that's what this clip is going to look like. And I also think I'm going to stick on to doing these voiceovers rather than kind of trying to commentate while I make the logo. I focus a lot better when I have some music going and I'm just kind of in my zone, and having the webcam on and talking really wasn't the best fit for me while I was working. So I feel like this is going to be a much better way for me to get my thoughts out clearer and more concise, and the experience of watching the logo being made is also going to be better in the result. So to start off, you do the usual, and I use shapes in the pen tool kind of just to block out what I do. I almost always hand draw the logos before I make them, just because I feel more comfortable starting out that way. If you have a tablet or iPad or anything like that, I'm sure you could also relate. I see a lot of people that go on ahead and make the logos first, just drawing it out and feeling it out with their hands, and then bringing it into whatever digital software that they use. So a lot of times also, since I use hand drawings, I'll come in with a bright color like a blue or a yellow, and I'll lower the opacity on it. This time I didn't, since I'm just working on the outline, but it makes it easy for me to see everything and just have it all blocked out before I combine the shapes together. Alright, so for Rigby, I thought it would be really cool to turn him into an esports mascot. Now, he's super lazy, but if he's good at one thing, it's playing video games, and so I thought it would be cool to picture what he would do if he had his own esports organization in today's day and age. A lot of logos that are made in that space tend to be mascots of animals or skulls or things like that, and they all use a pretty blocky style with harsh edges and shading and heavy lighting and stuff like that. So I thought I tried my best here to incorporate all those designs together. After I finished screen recording, I did come in and add quite a few shadows and highlights to parts of his fur, which definitely made it pop more, and I think it turned out really well. So let me know what you guys think, and I'm just gonna let the video play on. Alright, so now we're starting off with Muscleman, and I took a pretty cool approach to this one. I actually wanted to try and do my best to stick to the regular show hand-drawn kind of style. So I'm actually just running in here with my mouse, and I'm just drawing over the hand drawing that I already had. So for Muscleman, I thought he would have kind of like a burger spot, just because I don't really remember too much about him other than the fact that he's gross and that one time where he cried in his RV like the whole time. So I thought it would be pretty fitting for him to have a burger place, just, you know, the whole like sloppy Joe, just like messy eater type of vibe that he gives off. So I decided to come in with his hair being kind of the factor that you see, you know, like stands out. His hair being the kind of top bun of a burger, and then the burger being his head. And I also decided to call it My Mom's Burgers because, I mean, what else would I call it? You know, homie talks about his mom quite a lot. So I went in here with this font too. I found a really nice font. It's kind of retro-y, and then did the same thing where I just hand drew over it with the mouse and the blob brush tool. If you're doing anything like this, I would recommend always using the blob brush instead of the actual brush. Basically, the difference is that with the brush, when you draw over it, what'll happen is it'll use lines and strokes, but with the blob brush tool, it'll actually use like outlines. Like it'll build shapes basically rather than building strokes, because I don't like using strokes when I make my art. So now I'm coming in here with the colors. I had pre-saved colors from Muscle Man, and then also a picture of a burger that I saw from their episode, and I'm just coming in here and blocking everything together, kind of finalizing it all. And I think it turned out really cool. It's pretty simple, but you have to think about how Muscle Man would do it. If he started up his own business, he would probably go with the least amount of work possible to take a logo on. And so I could just picture this logo slapped on the side of like a food truck or on a sign outside of his restaurant. So yeah, this one was really fun to make, had a lot of charm and a lot of character, and I think it fit Muscle Man really well. Alright, and last but not least for today, we have Benson. So obviously he's very angry and he's good at his job as a park manager, but I thought this would be a kind of interesting job for him to maybe take as a retirement option, or just kind of settle down and slow down his life. So I decided to go with a candy store. One question I actually had, which I'm curious to see what you guys think, is it weird that Benson would be running a candy store since he's a gumball machine? Is that like, would that be like the equivalent of someone opening up like a human parts store and selling that? I was just a thought, so let me know what you guys think about that. I thought it was a little weird, but it was also the only idea I had, so I went with it. So I went with like an old retro style, and I made his head the O in Benson's. And I decided to do this little lollipop thing as well, just to kind of add a little bit of branding to it, more than just the logo, and I thought it was a good idea. So I'm going to come in here and add the text Burbank, because while I was looking it up, I actually found out there is no name for the city that Regular Show is based off of. It's literally just called City. So I used Burbank because that is where the studio is, where Regular Show is created, so I figured that's probably the closest thing I'm going to get to the actual thing. I spent a little bit of time here resizing, trying to figure out what the best orientation would be to get all of the letters to wrap around the lollipop like that. But I think the logo itself is pretty cool. It's got that 60s vibe. I picked a pretty decent font that fit the vibe for it as well. The colors also, I found reds and blues and cream. They all are pretty common in candy shop logos. So I thought it was kind of ironic that Benson's colors, him being red with the blue and the purple kind of magenta color, they kind of already fit that mold pretty well. So I'm just going to come in here and close it all off with some established in 2009 on either side of the Sweets Emporium text, just because Regular Show started in 2009 as well. So I think that'll do it for the logos. I think this one turned out really nice as well. Alright, so I think that's going to do it for all of the logos. I'm super happy with how they all turned out. I think my favorite one's probably the Rigby one, but I also really like the other two. Muscle Man's and Benson's both have their own charm to them. So I think they turned out really cool. Like I said before, let me know if you guys have any ideas for the other characters. I do want to try and take them on. I just couldn't think of any ideas for what their businesses could be. And if you made it this far into the video, you either really enjoyed it, and if you did, leave a like. But if you didn't, you just want the free logo, and I understand that. So I'm going to be giving away one logo to one of my subscribers, and it's going to be super easy. All you have to do is leave a like on this video, subscribe, and then comment, and that'll be it. You can comment anything. It could be what you want the logo to be, what you thought of the video, anything like that. So if you do all those steps, you'll be entered in the giveaway, and I'm thinking about giving it away maybe a week or two, so be sure to keep on the lookout for anything like that or future videos, and I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. Thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the logos as much as I did, and I hope you guys have a great day. Take it easy.